Hello, indulgers. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back to Ramadan with ET. I hope you are all having a blessed month. Today we're making Zomkom. Zomkom is a spiced millet drink that originates from Ghana, West Africa. So on the screen are all the ingredients I'm going to be using for today's recipe. This Zomkom has a delicious sweet twist to it. I'm going to be using some dates in this recipe. And trust me, once you try Zomkom with dates, you're not going to be able to enjoy it any other way. So to start off with, I'm going to remove the pips from my dates. I've got two types of dates here today. One dehydrated, very dry date, and the other is very moist. But feel free to use whichever dates you have available. So I'm going to add some hot water to my container. This is going to help rehydrate the dates. Into the container, I'm also going to add some whole black pepper, some cloves, and some negro pepper. And lastly, some dry chilies. Cover your soaked dates with a lid and allow those flavors to infuse overnight. The main ingredient in the preparation of Zomkom is, of course, pearl millet. So this millet is not washed, it is still very, very dusty and has a few stones in it. Into a large bowl, I'm going to measure out my required amount of pearl millet. For today's recipe, I'm using just 2 cups. Add some tap water to that and give it a good wash. You're going to want to repeat this several times in order to remove the dust and any unwanted debris and particles. I find that the easiest way to do this is by the sink where you have direct access to water. It's just far less messier. So here I am going to pour out my water from my first wash. Check for any stones, remove them if necessary, and then proceed to wash it about 3-4 more times until my water is nice and clear. If you're unable to access pearl millet in your location, maybe you live overseas and you're far from the African continent, then the next best alternative is bajri flour. Bajri flour is millet flour and you can easily find them at most Indian grocery stores. You can find a picture of the product I use from time to time on the screen. So once you're down to your last wash and the water is clear, then keep some water in the container, just enough to cover your millet. Allow the millet to rehydrate and start the fermentation process overnight. So here we are, it's the next morning and I'm going to pour out all of that water we used to soak our millet the night before. Gonna give it a good wash a couple times so that our millet is prepped and ready for blending. I hope you all are having a great Ramadan so far. I had hoped to push out more videos last week, but I don't know if you've noticed I've lost my voice, it's just coming back. But hopefully in the next week we're going to have some back-to-back videos, inshallah. And of course, feel free to drop your Ramadan recipe requests below in the comments section. I would love to know what you would love to see from me this month. But if you are a new indulger and you just joined our family, go ahead and have a look at my Ramadan playlist to catch up on all the Ramadan recipes I've shared over the years. I truly hope you find many recipes there that you will enjoy. So as you can see, as we wash our millet continuously, the water becomes clearer each time. So once you're satisfied and the water is pretty clear, then we're going to transfer our millet into a blender. But before we do that, we're going to chop up some ginger. Here's a good handful. And then we're going to add all that millet and the ginger into our cup. What are your favorite local Ramadan drinks? For me, I love Lamugin Samia. That is Tamarind Lamugin. I can drink that every single day if I'm able to. And of course, Zovo, yes, spicy hibiscus juice. These drinks are Ramadan staples in my household and they give me that additional boost of energy after a long day of fasting. Let me know your favorites down below in the comments section. So now I'm going to add our date and spice mixture into the blender. Following that, we're going to add about 2 cups of water. Millet contains quite a bit of starch, but the water is necessary to allow us to extract it to make our Zomkom nice and creamy. So once you add your water, blend until as smooth as possible. There are 2 ways for you to strain your Zomkom mixture. One way is to use a fine sieve, like I will be demonstrating in this video, and the other way is to use a milk bag or a very, very thin material. But I do feel as though sometimes we take out a lot of that goodness, the fiber that's in the Zomkom, by using a very, very thin scarf. So this is also a good way to get that additional fiber in your gut, which is definitely a bonus. Once you have successfully strained all of that liquid goodness and you are left with the shaft, add the remaining shaft into your blender alongside some water and repeat that process again. This is a good way to catch any leftover starch that did not pass through the first time around. A good tell sign that you have extracted all of your millet is when the shaft is no longer looking light grey but darker in color, just like this. To yanzu zonkom ya kusa haduwa. We are now at the stage where we are going to sweeten our zonkom. You can use either honey or sugar to achieve this, whatever your preference is. But bear in mind that we did use dates during this process, and so there is already a nice touch of sweetness. So not too much sugar or honey is needed to sweeten our zonkom. I've added some sugar today, given it a good mix, and now I'm going to serve it alongside some ice. Zomkom is best enjoyed chilled, especially during warm days. This is a very nutritious and delicious drink. It is packed with protein, carbohydrates, trace minerals, and vitamins. You get so much from one glass. I hope you enjoyed this recipe. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and leave a comment below. And barakamu da shanrua. Inshallah, I'll see you in the next episode of Ramadan with Iti.